Hey, what's going on, my beautiful people? Welcome back to Flawless Crested Geckos. It's been quite a weekend. We are rocking and rolling around the clock trying to get this event really going for you guys this year. The 2025 Black Friday week event is going to be amazing. So far, I believe we have right at 140 geckos uploaded. Still working on quite a few. I think there's another 25 or 20 more geckos that still need to be uploaded. Also, you're going to want to be a part of Patreon to get that early access so you can jump on and get first dibs for everything that you need. But this specific video, we're going to dig into real life application on building a brand, building a business from our perspective, from our experience. And we want to throw, like we always do, if this is one of the first videos that you're watching us, please allow us to earn your viewership. Watch a few more videos before you make a determination on not subscribing, because you really should subscribe. It's free. Hit that thumbs up button. That's free as well, because we appreciate having you here. The engagement, the back and forth between us and you guys, it really motivates us to continue doing what we do. But we were doing an interview, actually a podcast on our other channel, Flawless Exotic Creations, and there were several questions, but this one I felt really stemmed back to Flawless Crested Geckos. So someone wanted to know the pros and cons of doing a local expo versus a national or regional expo. And the reason I say disclaimer, we want to put it out there because there's going to be more than a thousand, multiple different ways to get to the same end result. You're going to find different avenues in your specific journey that's going to be tailored just to you. Whether you're a pet keeper, whether you're a small breeder, whether you're aspiring to be a big breeder, an enthusiast, whatever avenue is for you, that's yours. So we want you to take the information with a grain of salt. We're going to tell you how certain things work out for us as we try our hardest to plan things, hopefully for success. And these videos that we put out for you guys, especially like our recap of vending certain venues, some venues or expos will go and we'll visit as consumers, you know, and we'll kind of record it, try to get some interviews, speak to some friends and associates, and then bring it all back to you guys. We haven't had a lot of time to do that recently. We're going to try to really get back on those videos as well. But let's go ahead and dig in. So this is a topic that every reptile breeder visits, and they come to some type of determination on what they're going to do. Whether you're going to vend a local expo, whether you're gonna sell online, whether you're gonna vend a big expo, to each his own. But when you're starting a business, we started ours literally, Audra and I, and started trying to build it from the ground up. And when building your business, big thing that you need to pay attention to is going to be your expense. And if no one knows your brand, no one knows your company or what you're even about, then it's going to be very hard to earn your customer or potential customers' trust. Therefore, you need to be seen frequenting the community. You're going to want to go to reptile shows. You're going to want to see what people are working with, what people are getting excited for anyway. Also, if that's what your schedule can allow, you want to also go and support other vendors and breeders as well. This is all a part of you kind of jumping into the community as a whole. Now, when it starts with social media, we're not going to go down that entire avenue in and of itself, but social media is going to essentially be one of the most cost-effective means that you're going to want to utilize to your best advantage. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. There are so many of us that don't feel that we are worthy of social media. So many of us that don't feel comfortable being on camera, feel it's more of a chore, and it very well can be, and it is at times. But those are still part of the things that you have to do in your attempt to be successful. Everyone's not going to be successful though. Certain things that we may attempt, someone else may not be successful at doing, and vice versa. All we're trying to do is hopefully put out our experience to you guys so that you can take it, and maybe it's something that didn't work for us and you tweak it and now it works for you. Maybe it's something that did work for us and then you can approach it, and maybe it doesn't work for you, but now you can compare exactly what you did to the T to what we give you here, the transparency here at Flawless, and say, hey, you know what? I missed a step here. Let's go backtrack and try this again. So there's so many different things when it comes to building your brand that we can kind of venture off and address. So first we're going to talk about the local expos. They're going to be more personal. They're going to be more kind of direct, where hopefully you're getting to know the people in your area. Maybe you'll identify some faces where, okay, they're familiar, and then some faces that are not very familiar, that now you can now familiarize yourself with them. Who knows what species you may be working with or what lines you may be carrying, or you may not know that someone local to you is working the same projects that you may be interested in. Now you can kind of connect yourself to a new source, a new resource of information as well, and you're off and running. But we can't touch on local expos without addressing revenue. Now, one of our, again, disclaimers, just our personal experience. One of our biggest complaints, meaning ours, Flawless, biggest complaints as far as from doing a local expo, and it doesn't matter who's throwing the expo, it's going to be promotion. Now, we're huge advocates of controlling what you can control. We do feel that there's a huge responsibility on vendors that are vending shows to also promote for those shows. I really believe it's a win-win situation. That being said, if you vend a show, you've done 1,000% what you planned on doing at that show, and maybe your revenue stream was not as good as you intended it to be. That doesn't mean that, you know, hey, pack up and go home and be done with everything. That means you need to hopefully make some adjustments where you can, alter your planning and programming, and see where you can make improvements. If all else fails, you're going to continue to vend that show. That can be your home show. You can work with the promotional side of things, the promoter, on building that show up. You can critique the show from your perspective and see how you can help improve that show from your standing point of being a vendor. Now, you vended that show for 4 or 5, 6 times an entire year, and you're showing maybe a stagnant growth in that show, or maybe a decline in that show. If you're seeing that your needs are not being met, whether it's financial, which is revenue, or foot traffic, which is what we chase a lot of the times, foot traffic. If you're not seeing it increase at all, or you're seeing it fall off, then maybe that may be signs that that show is not benefiting your brand. Now, that show may be benefiting the community, so you may still want to kind of keep your foot in the door and go as a consumer. Like, we go to a lot of shows as consumers, and we walk around and we enjoy the show and look at the different reptiles and species and just have fun as a whole. We get to take our business hats off and, you know, brand, and kind of just sit back and enjoy and just take it all in. So before we switch over to national shows or a bigger show, we also will want to touch on, what do you want to feel like from the vendor side? Are you looking at it as being a big fish in a little pond, or a little fish in a big pond? We don't really concern ourselves with that, but that is a thing. Certain people across the entire community, the reptile community as a whole, sometimes you feel overwhelmed if certain people are vending at a show, especially if maybe you're next to them at a show. Maybe you're into the same species. Maybe you feel overshined, whatever it may be.
Are you ready to take your love for crested geckos to the next level? Welcome to the Flawless Crested Geckos Patreon, where passion meets opportunity. With 2 tiers, $50 and $100 a month, your membership is not just support, it's an investment. Every dollar goes straight into your very own Flawless savings account, ready to be used toward purchasing that gecko you've always wanted. As a Patreon member, you'll unlock exclusive early access to every single website update we have. That's 48 hours to view and purchase geckos before the public ever sees them. Plus, enjoy 5% off and free shipping all year long. Looking for even more? That $100 tier gives you rollover funds so you can stack your savings for those big dream gecko purchases. But that's not all. Membership also means monthly gecko giveaways, free merchandise, and access to exclusive content designed for both seasoned breeders and brand new keepers. At Flawless Crested Geckos, we're more than just a Patreon. We're a family, a flawless family, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. So don't wait, join today and start enjoying all of those benefits. Your perfect gecko could be waiting for you exclusively here at Flawless Crested Geckos
Whatever
Patreon.
it may be, there's a certain insecurity there, no matter which situation you're in. I don't want to turn the video into a self-empowerment approach, but you know, there's a lot of breeders that, you know, in Flawless Crested Geckos, as well as over at Flawless Exotic Creations, which is a new business, that do way better than what we do. And that's perfectly fine. But we preached it, like I said, if you watch those previous videos, where you have to be happy for other people. You have to be happy for other people's success. You never know what you can learn from someone else while they're actively doing it. And we found, obviously through life experiences, that it's very difficult to learn in moments of anger or being upset. We're kind of turning off our learning brain and learning ears and eyes because we're so discontent with the outcome of something. And there was something in that moment that we could have learned that would have helped us progress overall in general. So with the big shows, you're going to have vastly more foot traffic. You're going to most likely not have as much notoriety in the building because you're going to be amongst other big breeders, or if you're not a big breeder, you're going to be around big breeders and breeders who are well deeper in the species than maybe you are working. Now that overwhelming feeling can be fear, you know, fight or flight kicks in, you can become disgruntled. But like I just said, you want to try to turn all that off and try to learn, observe what other people are doing it. And you never know what you may catch where you can literally take it, not necessarily replicate it, but put your own twist on it so that you can make it yours in a sense of learning through experience, through actually doing what you always dream of doing, which is vending, selling your species, working with their animals, and just loving it the entire step of the way. Now, with the bigger shows, as a consumer as well as a vendor that's looking to network, you're going to have most likely a more packed area. Vendors may not have as much time to socialize if they, you know, as much as they would want to. Therefore, some things have to be shortened to the point. But you can make contact in a manner where every vendor there is there to, you know, put their brand out there, bring in customers, bring in revenue, so they understand as a general whole. So you can pass your number back and forth and hopefully plant that seed for it to grow for later. You can contact them outside of the venue. You can, you know, meet and greet afterwards. You go have dinner, you know, pick each other's brains and see what's working for someone else. How can you get it to work for you? And this is another thing we want to put out there too. It doesn't matter whether you're doing a local expo or a regional or big expo. You have to understand that your journey in this is going to be your individual journey. You're not going to be able to copy and paste someone else or clone someone else and think that it's going to be extremely successful for you. So we're not trying to paint that picture for you guys. We're not trying to say, hey, do this because we did this and it's going to work. No, we don't want to do that, but we want to be transparent with you guys. So maybe it's somebody that's on the fence. Maybe it's somebody, we talk to people all the time, and there's a lot of people we don't want to put on blast because they choose to kind of stay in the shadows. We ask a lot of people to come and, you know, jump on the interviews with us, and we talk geckos, the whole 9 yards, and there's a lot of people that's camera shy, and that's okay. We shed light on other breeders. We try to uplift the community as a whole. We talk about mentorship all the time. Our best bro, Brian, I mean, he's the homie and he's killing the game. We can be extremely happy for him doing what he's doing while we continue to do what we do. I think a lot of people look at, especially with the crested geckos, I think a lot of people look at it from a older mindset. You know, it's kind of like, there used to be a TV show called Highlander, and it's like there can be only one, and they used to like cut each other's heads off, and that's the only way that you can kind of like kill that Highlander, was to cut that head off, and then they're done. And you know, I see that happening pretty much in the reptile industry, and it doesn't have to be that way. That's why we carry on and build relationships the way we do. People are always going to, especially if you treat people well, they're always going to come back to you. Therefore, this hobby as a whole will literally still be here even after we are gone. All of us, the person watching this video included. But we put out videos like this to let you know that this is not, you know, I don't believe it's a true pyramid scheme. I don't believe that, you know, we will be successful at doing what we're doing if it was built that way. And also, success is in the eye of the beholder. Do you want to build your brand, your business as a side business? Do it. If you want to do it as a full-time business, then do it. You know, what is success for you? Does that mean that your crested geckos pretty much pay, you know, for their food, you know, pay for the time that you're putting in? Fine. Maybe you do want to make actual revenue income coming in. Fine. Do what you want to do with it, but make sure the alliances that you build are not groups of people that come together for one overall result. It should be, the result should be for everyone to win, everyone to evolve, everyone to grow, and that may mean different things for different people. So the baseline of this video that we want you to receive, it doesn't matter whether it's a local expo, whether it's a regional expo, a big expo. If you want to do your expo, do your expo, but make sure how you do your expo, how you vend, make sure you leave your long-lasting imprint for anyone that comes by your booth, anyone that you make a connection with. Take photos, take video, post it everywhere that you go. Let them know that you were there so that you're remembered the next time that they decide that they want a new crested gecko. Hopefully this video finds you guys doing well. I'm gonna get rested up because I got some more photos to take. Remember guys, got a huge event. It's starting this weekend, but officially the website will be live at 8 p.m. November 24th, that's Monday, jumping off the Black Friday week event. We can't wait. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're notified when all the flawless content drops for you guys. It's Will, Flawless Crested Geckos, and we out.